Hey guys, I'm Mo back again. This is going to be my 2 weeks review of the Galaxy S23 Ultra. Overall, the biggest spec change you're going to see is the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. It is the best that Android have to offer, and this time around they offer it all over the world instead of just the US and selected market. So everyone is getting the same efficient chip, a big difference in terms of performance and everyday battery life. And it is a huge improvement over last year's Galaxy S22 Ultra. The overall standby time battery life is excellent. You can easily last a day or more based on light usage. And even on heavier usage days, you can get 11 to 13 hours depending on how often you're on your phone. My average screen on time is 4.5 to 5 hours, but that's gonna vary depending on your mileage. So it all depends what you do to tweak your settings and how often you use your phone. But anytime I do have lower screen on time, it just means I don't use my phone as much, and it leads to me having a longer total battery life, and vice versa. The days when I get close to 6 hours of screen on time, my total battery life is only about 13 hours. So overall battery life is pretty good. It can last you a day or more depending on your usage. If you have like a wireless charger here and there, it does help, but it is a big improvement over any prior Android phones. So that's in terms of overall battery life and screen on time. In terms of the screen, you get a Quad HD display, super bright. Samsung makes one of the best display. And by default, it is set to Full HD, so if you really want the Quad HD, you have to go in the settings and turn it on. But if you're buying the Ultra model, you might as well turn it on, because it's one of the reasons why it does cost more money. But it also sucks up more battery, so it depends if you want to sacrifice some battery there for a brighter screen experience. It has excellent stereo speakers, much louder than the regular Galaxy S23. And it also has the mighty S Pen if you're into drawing, writing notes, signing documents. I personally don't use it that much, but it is there if you do need it. Comes with Samsung DeX, but this is standard across all the S series. So you want to connect your phone to the computer and get a desktop experience. It does have that capability, but at the same time you will need some kind of dock, keyboard and mouse available just to take advantage of that whole setup. The fingerprint sensor, it is fast if you hit it correctly, but I think the coverage area is really small. Whenever I'm using it, I always miss the coverage area, so I always have to end up tapping it multiple times. You can register your fingers 3 to 4 times to get an even better read, but at the same time, you only get 4 fingers in total to register. I personally like to register 4 different fingers. Some people just do 1 to get the most optimal experience. But I think that's kind of a lame workaround. I would prefer to register 1 finger and it will work perfectly. At the end of the day, I think it is a fast sensor. It's just a very small coverage area that you have to hit perfectly to execute the unlock. You are getting an excellent camera setup, great for macro photos, regular photos, videos, super stable OIS. So this is one of the most refined camera systems you can find in a smartphone. You can take pictures of the moon. I think there's some rumors that Samsung's using AI photos, so you're not really getting the picture of the moon from your phone. They're just generating an image and pumping that out. I know it's a controversial topic, but at the end of the day, all smartphone cameras are just doing their own processing power using AI and all the computing technology just to present to you the best image that it thinks you're taking. Whether it is a tree, clouds, there's always some math and computation going on in the background. If you do want to take moon photos, just point at it, switch the phone to 100x and then snap a picture. It will give you a decent looking moon, but it may not be necessary from your camera. What do you guys think about that? For me, I'm not going out there taking pictures of moon every night, and if it can get me a nice picture, that's cool. I guess I can Google a picture of the moon too if I want. I honestly don't think it's that big of a deal. It is the everyday photo and video that makes the bigger impact. And for a $1,200 phone, it still does not come with a charger. It does support 45 watt fast charging, and unlike the OnePlus 11, they are one of the few manufacturers who still include charging brick, and OnePlus is charging their phone anywhere from 80 to 150 watt, while Samsung's only offering half the speed. On one end, I think it's okay, since Samsung phones do have all-day battery life now, I can confidently say that. But on the other end, I would have liked to still get a fast charger. Those 45 watt fast charging brick cost like $50. So little things you need to consider. I don't like the $1,200 price point. They're jamming a lot of specs into this phone for the $1,200 price. Great camera, large screen, S Pen, DeX, and the whole 9 yard. You're getting that 100x zoom. So those are all the things that comes with the Galaxy S23 Ultra. It is great for gaming and performance. You're not going to have any lag or stutter there with the new chip. But overall, design-wise, it is not much of a difference compared to the S22 Ultra last year. You put them side by side, it will be really hard to tell the difference. Although when you hold in your hand without a case, it is a much better design this year. It is somewhat boxier, so it is more comfortable to hold. Last year, the super rounded edges were jabbing into my hand, and it did hurt when I was holding it at certain angles. But those minor improvements, along with the newest Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, those are the biggest improvements you're going to see in the Galaxy S23 Ultra. A newer, powerful chip along with a great battery life. And of course, it has the S Pen and OK fingerprint sensor. Not the fastest charging speed by today's standards, but I think the overall battery life does make up for it. And at the end of the day, if you want a large phone with a bright display, a great camera, a great battery, then this phone is for you. Me personally, I don't want to spend more than $1,000 for a smartphone, so my sweet spot has always been close to the $800 or lower. So that's why I decided to go for the regular Galaxy S23. I have been using both phones for more than 2 weeks now. But for me personally, I prefer the smaller form factor, the lower price. And even the regular Galaxy S23, you're getting most of the features that you are getting on the Ultra anyways, and I don't mind the smaller phones. But let me know what your experience has been with the Galaxy S23 Ultra. Going forward, I'm still going to cover the regular Galaxy S23 as my daily vlogs. For now, I'm going to retire the S23 Ultra, and I did order the OnePlus 11, so look forward to testing those. Stay tuned for daily videos on those whenever the phone come in. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and see you guys in the next video.